Happy weekend and welcome to another video. So for those who have been following along my videos, y'all know I had been waiting for a WeatherXM station. It finally arrived early this week. Couldn't really decide where I wanted to put it at. Couldn't decide if I wanted it at my house or here at the office. I figured the office has a lot more population around it, and WeatherXM, which I believe serves ambient weather, or that's where it's uploaded to. When you went to the Explorer, there were none of their stations anywhere around this area. So I figured for the greater good of more people, to be able for it to serve more people, I'll put it back at the office. Was that a mistake? Stay tuned for the video and you can find out. So since a young age, as far as I can remember, I've always been fantasized by weather. Kicked myself in the butt for not going down the route from meteorologist or anything like that. I don't know if I needed math or not, because I've said many times that while I was taking honor sciences and even into college, I was failing remedial maths. And that's why me and college didn't get along. This is Hurricane Katrina. Hurricane Katrina, which was 2005. And this is the one that kind of slapped us all in the face and said, wake up. This witch came in and nobody was expecting it. I remember it kind of like it was yesterday. It was the weekend. People were partying, doing different stuff like that. You started hearing something about a possible hurricane, and it just caught a lot of people by surprise. For many, many, many years, we didn't have any kind of hurricanes. I mean, this was 19, 18 years ago, but I still remember it like it was yesterday. They definitely were not prepared for what came and slapped the city in the face. We have not had a hurricane like this since Hurricane like Betsy or something like that, which was in the 70s, before I was born. You know, that's a long time. But so you know, that was about 30 years predating this. And the city was not prepared. And I'm not going to go and hash into it because y'all have seen all the footage and stuff like that. Then we move on to 2012, Hurricane Isaac. This was more centralized into where I live at, where I work at, St. John Parish. And this one put our, you know what's in the dirt, trying to keep it somewhat PG, but it knocked our dicks in the dirt. And I'm not gonna lie to y'all. New Orleans was on that far enough off of it that it didn't hit it, but it curved at the last minute and it came right over my parish. And I live right in the middle where you see Lake Pontchartrain out in this picture, which is right there in the dead middle. And it caught us off guard. So you have Lake Pontchartrain right here in the middle, and St. John Parish is right here. And this bad boy comes right here. And all this water right here comes straight into our parish and floods everything. One of them 1,000-year floods that nobody was expecting. And we basically went into full rescue mode. We had people and citizens with boats along with our boats and fire department boats and everything, rescuing everybody. And it was out downright crazy. And I don't remember exactly what category this was, but while the winds did mess up some things, it was the absolute water everywhere. Then the bad boy, the a-hole who came and just liked our andouille sausage and our jambalaya so much, he just stopped to take a break for half the day. Hurricane Ida that came through in 2021. Hurricane Ida was supposed to come a certain way. I had a bad feeling about it. Nobody expected this to do what it did. Previous to this, I was like 10 for 10 on calling hurricanes. I'm not trying to brag, but for years past, I could kind of look at certain things and just figure out which way it was going. Nobody saw this one coming. No model had it correct or anything like that. And what Hurricane Ida did is Hurricane Ida came and it went straight up Lafourche Parish and right over us. And St. James Parish is here where I live at. St. John Parish is here where I live at. It cut right in between them and it just stopped. And it stopped and stayed there for hours and hours. At my office, we got pelted with 100-mile-an-hour sustained winds. I had just built a new tower, a 400-foot tower, and I was praying that it would last because that was our communications. And it lasted. It was built to hurricane standards. I have to give it that. But I don't even know what the winds were up on top of that tower. But we had 100-mile-an-hour winds, and we got smoked.
We're talking about the river parishes, right? They're still in the band. Okay, look, they're still in it in Laplace, and it's building back to the south and west. So this is just terrible. You know, I haven't heard everything you guys are reporting, but apparently there is pretty extensive flooding that's been going on in St. John Parish, and so that rain is still continuing. But look, there's Bayou Gosh, and this.
This is Conrad Baker, Channel 22, covering Hurricane Ida, 80-mile-an-hour gust here in LaPlace.
We got the water that came in from the lake again. The Corps of Engineers with the federal government is trying to build a levee right now. The levee was not even close to being finished planned yet when this comes through, and this smoked us. Yep, and we had power down for at least a week, if not longer. And who comes to save us? Everybody's hero. Yeah. Like I said, you can see that I've always been into weather. I've had Davis weather stations for years. Davis weather station, the one I have at my house, lasted through several tropical storms in between all those hurricanes we just talked about. It survived every one of those hurricanes, including Hurricane Ida that took the pole down. It took a 20-foot fall. The rain cup came off, was able to be put right back on. And to this day, that is still working fine. I think I still might have some receiver issues with it now, but I'm gonna tell you, I purchased that right before Hurricane Katrina because I remember being all worried about it with the fact that the hurricane was coming through. So it is 20 years old and it works. Why am I getting into the Davis thing? I can feel that Davis weather station and look at it and tell it's made to last. I got this thing in the mail. I'm worried about it when the wind blows outside. So we're going to go through some videos of me with opening it, unboxing it, and setup. And I'm going to give you my opinion after. And I don't hold punches. I'm not getting paid by nobody. And I'm going to tell you what I think.
All right, so my new passive income project came in. I know a lot of y'all people are already familiar with this. This has been out for a while now, so I won't act like this is something new or innovation, something like that. WeatherXM has been around for a while. I just drug my feet getting involved in it, kicked myself in the butt. But, I bought this and I bought the Hive Mapper with my Jupe drop that I was not expecting, that $800 worth of Jupe that I got. So why not? So let's go ahead and I don't know what to make of this. This is how it was shipped to me. I guess luckily nobody in the post office, not that I would accuse anybody of anything, but apparently they don't know what XM is, what XM. I just thought it was kind of weird that they would have that showing like that when, not in the box or anything like that. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this open and see what we got inside. All right, well, that was a struggle. I had to even switch knives. This is layers and layers thick of wrap. That's crazy. I can't describe how many layers this is. But anyway, so here we are. I can tell you this is very, very lightweight. Very light. You would almost think that the box was empty. So let's go ahead and open it up and see what we got. First we got, I think this is going to be that radio. Or the instrument that shows you the temperature on it is. It's the weather vane. The cups for the wind speed. These are our instructions. So, and some brackets. which I've been told by several people that it's not as easy as you think to install on a pipe because the way the brackets fall, it's a little peculiar, so to say. So let me go ahead and unwrap this stuff. This is a little measuring of the display. Okay. So we got our little tools here. We have an antenna and a screwdriver, GPS antenna, USB cable, and like I said, our cups that are sure are probably gonna go here, if I'm not mistaken, and then this one goes on top or vice versa. I don't know. You know, actually I can tell by looking at it that this is gonna be on top. But first thing I wanna say is, I know y'all know me by now that I'm grumpy and I'm, you know, very negative on everything, but I will say this is a very, very lightweight. Now look, this could be some space age plastic that I've never seen before, but I can't, this is very, very plastic, if that makes sense. I don't know how to describe that. I have a Davis weather station right now that's outside. Davis weather station that has been operating for 20 years. I think I got it right before Hurricane Katrina, which was 2004, maybe 2005. It's late night right now. So that station has seen numerous tropical systems down here in South Louisiana. It has been through Hurricane Katrina and Hurricane Isaac here, which had over 70-mile-an-hour winds. It even went through Hurricane Ida, which we lost power, but I know we had over 100-mile-an-hour winds for some time period. It even took a fall because of my installation, and it still functions today. I can't see this lasting like that. Being out in this 100-something degree sun with this, you know, the heat in the summer, I am concerned, but who knows. Another thing I'm concerned that I have learned with my Davis weather station is the birds like to use this as a toilet bowl, as a toilet, as they say. And they have this little hole that's down here at the bottom, if you can see it on my camera. And the problem with that is it fills up with bird droppings. And what Davis came out with spikes that stay up so that the birds can't land here and do their business in the toilet bowl. And I am concerned with how accurately that will measure rain once it fills up with bird crap, so to say. But we'll see. You know, this is their design, I guess, or this. I know this is not exactly WeatherXM's design because this exact looking station here is the same thing that Fry is using, and it says ambient on the end, the one that Fry uses. But so I don't know exactly who's designing this for who, but I do question this a little bit. But again, the Davis weather station, you know, was $600-700. It might even be more than that now, where this one was, you know, a quarter of that or half that. So that's this. So my last couple of how-to videos, I skipped half the instructions and I messed them up, but I didn't mind doing that and showing y'all that to show you that, hey, if you if you skip the instructions, you can screw this up. So it says assemble, then install it, reclaim it, connect wallet. Now, one thing I'm stuck on right now is I have a Davis weather here at my house, and I live in a very small town. So I cannot decide if I want to add this station here or at my work, which is a little bit bigger town, and, you know, provide weather there. So I'm going to assemble this now, and I'm really going to think about where do I want to install this at. Part of what my decision is going to be also is what size pipe can I put. I think the pipe I have my Davis on, which I have room on top of it, might be a little too small for this. So I'm gonna see what this looks like. But let me go ahead and put this together, and I'll be back in a minute. All right, so we got our weather vane put together right here. We got a weather cup right here, weather vane. I will say that Phillips is kind of tight, kind of made me nervous tightening it down, but once you have it tightened down enough, when you pull down on that weather vane, it won't come up. So underneath we have our battery compartment, and of course I have 2 lithium batteries because that's what it suggests. So I'm gonna put 2 lithium batteries in here. Now it says that there is a solar panel that's gonna charge this during the day, and then the capacitor or something will keep it running at night from that or something like that. That's what the instructions say, but we'll go ahead and install these batteries in there. So the next step is, after inserting the batteries, I have to remove this sticker and then press reset. So I'm going to remove the sticker, which I have a feeling is going to be the solar panel underneath. And I was correct. So that's the solar panel. Next we got to put the bracket on. All right, so our bracket fits on the bottom. It kind of just fits in there. And then when the 2 U-bolts come, or the U-bolt comes down, if you can see that, all it's doing is just kind of just resting in between these grooves, so here and on the other side. Another thing I don't care for is there's no locking bolts here, which on most U-bolts that I've used ever on something like this, even on like the antennas that we use when we're doing wingbits or helium installs, there's always like a washer and a locking washer or something like that to kind of hold that, and they don't have that. So you have to worry about that with something you'll have to worry about with wind vibrating this, you know, over the months. You might want to just have to check on that. All right, moving on to the next step. Okay, so I seem to have all this connected. There's a GPS antenna that comes with the M5, which plugs in here. There's a section that says GPS actually. And if you need the extra antenna for the 915, it comes with an extra antenna slot here. And it's midnight here, so I got this far with it. So tomorrow I'll decide exactly where this is going, and I will go from there. All right, so I got this powered up for the first time. I have GPS by the window. Now I got to work on configuring it. So first thing is, I know I'm in the 915. All right, changed to the 915. I did a reboot. I want to change this to gotta change all these to American settings. Wish it would scroll up some. Giving me the fat thumbs. All right, changed all my settings to real American settings, and now I have to configure. When I press configure Wi-Fi, it comes up to this. So you know it's hard to do this with only one hand. So I'll be right back. All right, so I got the Wi-Fi done. Basically, you had to do a Wi-Fi SSID that they show you on the screen. You log into it with your phone, then you put your local Wi-Fi SSID in. I did all that. So now it's telling me to open the app, press the plus sign to add the station, and I'm doing that next. Here we go. Now we have it set up. I got it pointed to the west, up, definitely out in the open. There's nothing around us anywhere far. And we'll see what happens. We did online, and when I start seeing the weather show up, I'm actually going to share this on my, or try to share it on my work webpage, so that there's no other ambient weather stations or WeatherXM. I think it all goes to ambient, but none of that for this town where I work at is showing up. So this is a way to share it. Again, all out of my pocket. I'm paying for the network, I'm paying for the device and everything else. But this to me was a lot more open spot
than at my house, and there's a lot more people that live around here that can benefit from this. So that was my thought and my thinking on that. So this is where this is for now. Okay, so I realized I'm kind of going through this and not even bringing y'all along for the ride, but I had to go to Arborscan and type in WXM and match up the WXM address, which is this one, to get the contract. So then I made a new MetaMask, strictly for WeatherXM. I had to add the Arbitrum Sepolia, whatever this is called, and all the instructions for this are in the WeatherXM. So when I did that, now I have to import the token. If y'all with the previous projects, basically the same thing. So I'm taking this WeatherXM contract, sticking it in here. And the way I know I'm doing it right is if I paste this in here and WeatherXM shows up on its own and the token decimal matches what the instructions saying the token decimal should be, then I'm good to go. And I want to import it. And there it is. So now I have to copy this address and I have to basically copy this and paste this into my WeatherXM app so I can match the address up. So one thing I've already noticed that this cannot keep a signal. What I read online is that this port is not connected yet. So when I put this in there, it doesn't make any difference, but I still keep losing this. And it'll come back and then I'll lose it and it comes back. I mean, this is on top of my shelf at my desk and the station is right above me through the roof right here where y'all saw it earlier. It ain't like it's that far away, but it's still having a problem keeping connection. So I'm assuming that I need to put this external antenna on. So I'll go ahead and take this apart like it says and push some jumper around that I need to and connect this and see what happens. But it's 6:30 at night and I gotta go home. It's Valentine's Day. So, and I still gotta go to the gym. So I will do this tomorrow and we'll see what happens. So on the back are 4 screws and you need to take those 4 screws off. It says to make sure you place them exactly where they belong, you know, so you don't, because they're different lengths and you don't want to mix match that to the hole. You do have to take a screwdriver, which I didn't like because I kind of messed up my edges. And the outside antenna connector is taped and not connected to anything. And the internal antenna is connected to the motherboard. So what you have to do is you have to undo the yellow tape and you're going to take off the internal antenna. Now remember, this is on the blue box. The blue box says LoRa, so that's what you're taking off. So as you can see, I took that one off and then I will then put the outside antenna on, and this takes 2 hands. So now I have the outside antenna hooked up and then I taped down the inside connector so they wouldn't do anything. And now I'm carefully putting this straight down into that connector. So, which I'll always come here for, my opinions on what I think about this. This has been hooked up for 3 days now. For the first 2 days, I basically got no rewards. Even though the device, like I showed y'all, is on top of my shelf right next to me. And this weather station is just above the roof line where I am. It seems to have a problem keeping the connection. I hate to keep pounding this, and y'all probably going to be sick of hearing me. I apologize, but the only thing I have to compare this to is my Davis, because I have 3 of them. We might even have more than that at work. Whenever I get a grant for some kind of weather thing for us to monitor an emergency center, different areas of our parish, I go to Davis Weather for that because they have lasted through hurricanes. I have some set up that are 100 feet, probably more than 100 feet, and where I think about it, where my Davis weather station at home is, that's about 150 feet. Once you go inside through 2 or 3 different walls and glass to my living room where that station is for me to read, That's about 150 feet or 45 meters for those who don't really understand feet too much. 45 meters away, and it never, ever, ever loses connection. Never, ever, never loses connection. However, this device right here that has one roof in between us, and that's it. It is 30 feet, 10 meters, for those who need to know meters, away, and it seems to be losing connection. Right now, when I look online, on my app, it says it is connected. However, when you pull up the app, it says I've lost 64%, disconnected half the day yesterday. It's got some connection for today, but it's losing connection. This is also right next to my wireless modem, less than 5 feet away, which is 1.5 meters for y'all. So I don't know how I feel about it right now. Hey, I paid for it. It's mine. It's going to keep running. How much faith I have in it to stay connected right now, not a lot. I just showed y'all it won't stay connected. I don't know. Would it be at night? It's got 2 brand new lithium batteries in it. If it's that once the light goes away, daylight goes away, and it switches to the batteries, it's having some kind of issue. And that's why this seems to be happening at night. I don't know, but I'm just gonna keep an eye on it, and I'll update y'all in the future. See how rewards go and everything like that. I know I'm late to the WeatherXM game to a point, depending on how you look at it. They're still on beta. They're not on mainnet yet. So is it early enough to get in it? Sure. It took 2 weeks for this to come in. So if you want to, get into it, you could probably still get into it. So it's not on mainnet yet. The airdrop thing and, what are you going to get paid for being part of beta and alpha and stuff like that? From what I read, they're going to take the amount of hours that your device was online over the last year or so that this has been in beta. They have a group of like tokens, and what they're planning on doing is dividing the total amount of hours of whatever the beta was, thousands and whatever, and then divide that by how many hours your device was online, and you're going to get those airdrop tokens over a year point in time. So for me, who's so close to mainnet now, I'm not counting on getting more than 1 or 2 tokens because I only had that many hours. I didn't do this to try to get early into the airdrop. I just got into it because I finally had some money that came in, and to get in early before the mainnet, if that makes sense. I don't know, going off the rails a little bit, but just to give my opinion, this is the same argument that certain people make about wingbits and some of these other projects. Is right now I'm uploading my Davis weather stations for free to Weather Underground, some of these other ones. And why would somebody pay for weather uploads and data when they got places for it for free? That's the same argument people making about wingbits with ADSB and some of these other projects that are going on. Same thing with demo. And why would people pay for that info when they can get, when the manufacturers are already stealing it for free from unbeknownst owners? And you can say a lot of that about a lot of these projects, and I'm still very into those projects. So don't take that as a negative. I'm just trying to use that same argument than people are saying don't get involved in wingbits because who's going to pay for it? Well, we can say that for a lot of these projects, including this one. So I wish I had a choice with WeatherXM that I could also upload this station to Weather Underground and some of these other places and things like that, but I guess it's a business for them. I don't know. One other thing is, I do know that before anybody starts telling me, and typing this out, that I know I can attach a Fry weather license to this. I understand it won't pay as much as actually owning one of these devices for Fry, but I'm gonna tell you, when you look at the Fry device, when you look at this device, it looks awfully close to what we're dealing with now, and I don't know if I want the headache of dealing with their miner, and their miner costs a little bit more money, but it pays out in Fry tokens, and those Fry tokens, you get paid a little bit more for having their device, but you can purchase one of their devices, their licenses, and put it on your WeatherXM device. I don't know which direction I'm going to go in right now. So for one, I will say that my plan is to give this a couple more days, see how it runs, see if it smooths out with all the issues. Then I will put a fraud minor license on this device so I can dual mine Fry, and I'll keep you all up to date on what's going on. I've had some people say that they did well and they purchased a second WeatherXM weather station. I have to see how this is going. Again, I'm gonna get off the rails a little bit here, so forgive me, but I know I just had this rant 2 days ago with certain people, especially in the helium group, that believe you shouldn't be concerned with how much money you're making. You should be doing what's good for the project. Last I heard, this was a crypto project. These are crypto projects. These aren't free volunteer projects. No, I'm not looking for Lambos. No, I'm not looking to buy islands, but at least like the ROI. And not before I pass away of old age. Preferably within a half year, if not less. I know that the bull market's coming. Nobody knows what these coins are going to be worth, but this ideology that certain people are having, especially that, like, used to hear that in defli a lot. You shouldn't be worried about what you're going to be compensated. Just do what's best for the project. No, I disagree. And if y'all don't agree, I'm sorry. Hey, it's a free world. You don't have to agree. But it's called crypto projects. Passive income, not passive expenditures, passive expenses. It's called income. I'd like to make a little bit of income. I'd like to help out when my daughter needs softball equipment, or my son needs something else for his vehicle, or, I'd like to go on a vacation. God forgive me for wanting a little bit of income in some of these projects and not doing what's best for the project. So again, I'll have to analyze what are these projects doing before I would invest any further in those projects. Not to make this video too long, but I've talked about all these different projects that we're getting involved in, trying to keep track of them, seeing which ones make. I can't tell you that all of them are going to make money. The hope is that you're involved in enough that if one or two of them do big and do big things, that it's worth your time for putting it in. I'm not getting into a project that I know is going to fail or that's not going to pay just for the good of the project. So please, some people, y'all need to stop saying that kind of stuff. So WeatherXM does have a Discord. You can join their Discord, learn some more stuff about it. I did not get deep into the weeds of what WeatherXM is because WeatherXM has been out for a while. The quick overview is that you're getting paid crypto, or will be getting paid crypto for uploading weather stuff that they will be sending to different companies, customers, and stuff like that want that. That's the whole really gist of it. I know in some of my previous videos, some people were upset because I didn't get real deep into them. Hey, y'all complain right now that my videos are too long. So, on certain projects that have been out for a couple of months, that have been out for a while, there's no reason for me to go deep into the weeds when there's enough videos covering that when I can show y'all more of the how-to and what is my experience with them, because y'all know I'm going to be straight with y'all. I'm not getting paid by any of these people. I'm paying for these devices, and I'm going to tell you what I honestly believe. Your experiences and your mileage may vary. Y'all might have no problem setting this thing up. Y'all might be able to get further distance and not have a problem setting up. I'm just showing you, and I showed you on the app, that I'm not lying. I'm not making this up. These are the problems I'm having. This device is not that far away from this receiver. I can't tell you why. Is it too much RF? Y'all know I'm into RF. I'm not transmitting ham radios or Motorola radios or anything when this is going on. There was nobody here at my office last night when this thing was offline. There was nobody in the office at 1 o'clock in the morning or 12 a.m. when I went online and saw this device was offline. Why is it doing it? Why is it connected now with no problem? I don't know. I'm just showing you that this is the problems I'm having with it. We'll see if it empties out. I mean, if it clears itself out, and I'll update y'all. So that's my WeatherXM experience. I'm sorry again, this video is so long. I know y'all don't like it. It's just me covering things and stuff like that. That's what the fast forward button is for. But thank y'all for following. Make sure y'all like this video. Please subscribe because I have a lot of more videos coming up, a lot of projects coming up. Go over some more things that we're working on. But thank y'all for watching, and see y'all in the next video.